What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see behind me. Been out here all day long doing some really interesting stuff. The weather's been cooperating with me so nicely that I wanted to stay out here a little bit longer and try to get one more done. I've been doing some AR stuff out here today, and we might as well stick with that theme and knock one more 223 test out. So as you can see, the jelly contraption is hard at work out here. We got the split version with the chrono down at this end and the bench, and then down there at 28 yards, we've got our gel blocks. Two nice clear blocks of gel. Now I've done a couple of AR tests. Like I said, this one on this side is a 5.56 and this one on this side is a 300 blackout. Now reverse this one, so we got a nice clear half up here in the front. I should have no problem sneaking those two rounds in right there. And then as you can see also, we're sticking with the heavy clothing barrier with that layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt material. And what we got this time is a couple of different 223 rounds. So as you can see here, we got some Federal Fusion bonded soft point 62 grain, and then we got the Speer gold dot 62 grain, also a bonded soft point. So we should get some really comparable performance from these. I've heard some people even say that they're the same projectile. This gold dot projectile and the Fusion uses the same thing. They're both bonded soft points, so maybe they do, maybe they don't. I can't say for sure on that. What I can say is it's really hard to do much different when you're talking about a bonded soft point. I mean, this isn't just a typical gold dot hollow point, so it would not surprise me if these are the exact same projectile. Now, of course, as far as the case, is easy to tell which is which. The gold dot here has got that nickel plating on it, and the Federal Fusion's just got the plain old brass. As far as ballistics on it, there are none on this gold dot. I've tested this gold dot before, y'all know, in a couple of different barrel lengths, and in the Fusion here, it's saying 3,000 feet per second at the muzzle. So with what we're running these out of today, I suspect we'll probably hit that easily. And speaking of what we're running it out of today, it's always a tough choice for me to figure out what barrel length AR I want to use to do these tests. Normally I'll use a 16 or a 20 and maybe something shorter, but this time we're going with an 18 inch. I figured we'd hit it right in the middle. I hadn't used this Ruger MPR in quite a while. Y'all know this is the one my wife actually won from a raffle, so figured I'd bring this thing back out and give it a little love. This one, like I say, has got an 18-inch barrel, and I believe this has actually got a 1 in 8 twist on it. But this ought to be pretty interesting, especially with the 18-inch barrel. I'm really curious to see if it hits that 3,000 with the Fusion. I feel like it will, but 223, they could have used 22, 24-inch barrel, who knows? But we'll find out for sure. Let me get this stuff set up and let's check it out. All right, let's get these speeds, y'all. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each one of them. We're gonna start with this Fusion first. If y'all aren't familiar, I know I say it every time, but if these people new to the channel, they'll wonder what all these numbers are. This lab radar is gonna give you multiple numbers. The big number is gonna be your muzzle velocity, and then you'll get 5 more, and they're set for 10, 28, which is where the gel is, 50, 75, and 100. Now, this radar doesn't get but so far as distance, the smaller the projectile you get. So you're only supposed to get to about 50 with this 223. Sometimes we see 75, so just keep that in mind. We may only get to 28 even. But let's see what we get here. The box again is saying 3,000 on this, and I don't think it showed any muzzle, any barrel, any kind of barrel length. No, it doesn't show any barrel length. So just saying 3,000 feet per second. So let's see if we hit that. I think we will hit that, honestly. Let's see what we get. Got 2746, 2789, 2814, 2771, and 2786. I think we got out to 50 on all but one of them. We definitely didn't see that 3,000, so they probably got this stuff out of a 22, 24-inch barrel even. But let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average on that was 2,781 feet per second. We had an extreme spread of 67 and a standard deviation of 24.8, so a pretty big spread again. 2781, I believe it is actually. I think I said 61, but 2781. Let me get it reset and let's check out them gold dots. All right, let's check these gold dots and see what they doing. Got some old dark clouds rolling in. It's been threatening all day to get me wet out here. Hopefully it'll hold out for just a little bit longer. Might help if we close the bolt. Got 2720, 2759, 2781, 2741, and 2773. So seems like I was about the same as that Fusion. Let me check out the average on that one. All right, so the 5-round average that time on these gold dots was 2755. We had an extreme spread of 61 and a standard deviation of 24.7. So 2755, and if you remember on that Fusion, it was 2781. So you're talking about just 26 feet per second difference between these two. 26 feet per second, I would call that within the margin of error. So these things may be loaded the same with the same powder and everything, who knows, but they're definitely loaded to about the same velocities. Either way, I think we're going to get some really good performance out of both of these. I think this is going to give the kind of performance that I personally like to see with weight retention and not so much fragmentation, but I could be wrong again. Let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's same thing, different name, jelly time. I'm gonna put one of each round into the gel. We'll start with this Federal Fusion first. I got a feeling these are going to do exactly the same thing down here in the gel. I feel like they probably are the same round. Let's see what we get here, y'all. Hopefully we can keep these in the block. All right, that should have been perfect. Hopefully we stayed out of the tracks on the far end. Let me go see what we got. All right, y'all, that's looking absolutely perfect down there. And just from looking at that projectile, I would be about willing to bet already that, yeah, these are the same thing. Well, let's see what this one does here. I don't know if you noticed too, I forgot to start my doggone recording on the little camera that gets the screen here, but I did record some screenshot of it, so I'll put that up. We got the reading, in other words, so I'll put it on the screen for you. Let's see what this gold dot does, y'all. All right, should have been another perfect one. Let's go down there and see what we got. All right, let's check this out down here, y'all. This is actually perfect placement. It looks a little bit messy, I'm sure, to y'all, just because of this other stuff coming the other way. But this right here, all of this disruption on both of these, all of that is from these we just done. Up until about this point right here, and then behind it, you can see the rest of the track. But all of this disruption you're seeing up front, that's from the Fusion and the gold dot. So we'll start up at the top with the Fusion. As you can see, it comes in here immediately. Expansion, doesn't care anything about that cloth. Very, very nice disruption from that expansion. Carries all that disruption all the way through this first block and just barely touches the edge of this 16-inch block and then rebounds a little bit. And I can tell you right now, that expansion is fantastic. I don't think you lost a single speck of anything. I don't see a bit of jacket, a bit of lead. I don't see any mangled up anything on this projectile. Nothing but really nice, even looking expansion. And then down below it, of course, is your gold dot. This looks almost identical. The disruption on both of these look nearly identical. They went nearly the same distance. You would not be able to tell me which one of these was which if I didn't tell you beforehand. So the gold dot comes in, again, same story. Doesn't care anything about that cloth. Really nice disruption. So you know it got some fantastic expansion. Carries that disruption, again, all the way through this first block. Now, this one goes a little bit further. I would say that was just chance. It probably pokes into this second block, maybe an inch. And again, this projectile looks absolutely fantastic. Absolutely perfect expansion. No material loss whatsoever. And it looks just exactly like this other one from the Fusion. But let's check out the penetration here. And this Fusion needs no measurement because, again, it's just touching the end of this 16-inch block. Nothing at all into this second one. So you got 16 inches of penetration on that Fusion, and then this gold dot you got 16 3/4, so 3/4 of an inch more on that gold dot. And again, I would say that is just absolute chance. I think both of these did exactly the same in this gel. Here's a little closer look just to show you that both of these are completely separated. All of that right there is the Fusion. All of this right here is the Gold Dot. You can see behind it where that other track starts. It really doesn't start till about here. So all of this, everything you're seeing is from the Fusion and the Gold Dot. Same thing on the top there. You can see behind this one. So you can see what's the Fusion and what was the 300 Blackout is that other test. But again, all the way through the block and perfect expansion. I mean, you can see it there. Both of those rounds look exactly the same with some really, really nice expansion. All right, let's look at these projectiles, y'all. I can tell you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, these are exactly the same projectile. There is no doubt in my mind, 110% sure these are the same projectile. So this one right here is the Federal Fusion. This one is the Gold Dot. They look exactly the same. They expanded in exactly the same way. They folded up, as you can see, exactly the same way. There is no doubt these are the same projectile, and they both perform absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can see there, picture perfect expansion out of these things. No kind of loss at all that I can see. This is exactly the kind of performance I like. I know a lot of people like that VMAX style fragmentation, but I like this stuff right here. This stuff that holds its weight and gets nice penetration. This is the type of round for me. But let's check out the weights on them and see if they did lose anything. I'm about willing to bet they didn't. This Fusion here, they both started at 62. The Fusion is 62.3, so nothing lost there. And then the Gold Dot is 61.8. So again, I would say that's manufacturing tolerances, and neither one of these rounds lost any kind of material. And then as far as the expansion, they look exactly the same. This Fusion here, you got 527, 526, and 524. So absolutely fantastic, really, really even expansion on that Fusion. And then your Gold Dot here, you got 513, 529, and 510. So again, very, very nice even expansion from both of these. So there you have it, y'all, the Federal Fusion and Speer Gold Dot 223. There's no doubt in my mind now that these are the exact same projectile, same exact projectile, and I personally think they're the same load even. The speeds are just too close for that to be a coincidence. I would say the only difference between these rounds is the fact that the Gold Dot has a nickel plated case and the Fusion doesn't. Other than that, like I said, I would be willing to bet money that these are the exact same rounds. And that would make sense because they're both bonded soft points. There's really nothing different you can do with a bonded soft point. Now, if it was a Gold Dot hollow point and a Federal HST hollow point, yeah, there's obvious differences there, and they're obviously engineered differently. But again, a bonded soft point, there ain't but so much you can do, so it does make sense that they would share the same projectile. All right, y'all, that wraps up another fantastic 223 test, and I believe that's going to do it for the day for me. Really nice, smooth AR test out here today, but in my opinion, I definitely saved the best for last. This right here blows all of those fragment rounds away, if you ask me. I absolutely love the fact that this stuff holds their material. This is what I actually expected from those Saber blades. Just because of the description on their website, it makes it sound like this is what you're going to get. Now, they don't say that exactly, and they definitely don't call them bonded. Now, not that they're bad rounds by any means, but I prefer these bonded type rounds like this any day of the week. But let me know what y'all think about the performance from these. Did what you see between these two pretty much convince you that they are the same round? Which type of performance would you prefer between something like this bonded round or the fragment and VMAX style round? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything when I upload it. If you're doing some shopping, like I always remind you, check out those affiliate links in the video description. Anything you buy after going through those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Like I tell y'all every time, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel like y'all do. I got some really good stuff done out here today, and I got a lot more planned, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.